Now, thousands of people come to Lagos for greener pastures, but how many truly make a profitable life here? In this special report, TVC News Inioluwa looks at some set of people who have made the roadside their base for making money in Lagos.
This is a regular busy day in Lagos. Aside the usual traffic most residents can't escape, another constant presence are beggars on the streets. Either sitting on the roadside, chasing cars or leeching on people, this set of people have come to see begging as a source of putting food on their table. One thing that piqued my interest was the number of street beggars. More so daily, the numbers keep increasing. Ikorodu is one of the biggest local governments in Lagos. Now this area is gradually developing and turning into a city of its own. To know why they are into this, I approached some of them, but they were afraid. Now this is not far-fetched, having been hounded several times by Lagos State environmental officials. But I had to convince them not to be afraid. I met with one of their leaders who was physically challenged. He explained that he has been doing this for about 15 years and that the money he gets is little to nothing.
Before, it's people with disability begging money. But today, things have changed. People that you have never expected that they will beg money and they are on the street begging money. Nobody wants to be in the street begging money. Nobody. Madam, that's what I want you to understand. Nobody, unless by force.
He says if only the government can support them to start a business, then they would leave the streets.
In Lagos State, they always saying that they don't want to be seen beggars on the street. You understand? But I agree with them. But what things they want to know is that we now an indigenous of Lagos. You understand? And we are here purposely for that beggar. And we have learned, this is what we learned. If government can provide a good way that at least it will sustain our life, sustain our family, paying our children's school fees, getting what at least we can survive.
I spoke with one of the women who is from the northern part of Nigeria. She says her husband was killed and since then, feeding has been difficult.
I get 8 children. As long as I will take feed them. That's why I just call Lagos. Maybe I can find what I will take help my children with myself. I just manage the do. I don't like it at all. But first, if you don't do business, I don't feel go do a shower. I don't feel put my children, make them enter another place. That's why I just beg. Make I get what I will take, save myself with my family.
She was agitated, having been taken to the police station about 3 times for street begging and asked to pay to be released. She says the money she gets from this unconventional hustle is not enough to start a business.
How much do they get? Sometimes I figure like 1,000, sometimes 2,000, sometimes 2,500. So how much you go chop in the morning? You go chop for afternoon. You go chop for evening. Like small children, I put them go lesson. If they don't go lesson, I go find money give them. Like a lesson money 300 naira. For food money, I go give them. So I just share them for them. Anyone when I get, I go consider. Sometimes I don't get shishi. Till God give me before I see and chop.
It's quite emotional seeing many of these people who are from the north, begging for alms. And of course, some of the reasons include their husbands have died, some of them are uneducated and don't have enough money to start a business. Despite the government saying they are doing all they can to get these people off the streets, it seems the oppression has yet to reach inside, as many of them still find it difficult to survive on a day-to-day basis.
It was almost getting dark, so I decided to visit their makeshift home. For these people, the 15-minute walk from where they beg to where they call home means nothing to them. Here, over 40 people stay in this confined dingy room with their clothes all kept in different nylon bags. Where they live is an eyesore. Telling me his story, another street beggar claimed being a vigilante before he was attacked and shot by bandits on his legs. He had to leave his 2 wives and children at home to look for greener pastures in Lagos.
I am a married man with 2 wives and 11 children. Before, I was able to work and bring money. Now, I am disabled and I have nothing to do. That is why I am begging for my family to survive.
He has dreams of survival only if given the opportunity. From the Ikorodu area of Lagos State, I went to Ikotun, another colony of beggars. This right here is where many of them reside, but many of them have started a commercial driving business. I took a ride with one of their leaders in his tricycle. We made a stop at the filling station to get fuel, after which we proceeded to where his people are. He explains how he got to Lagos and how he has been surviving despite being physically challenged.
Before me, I get better something. So you know, say sometimes life is the change. Life is the change. Sometimes you go see person who get money. Now later, or like 2 years, 3 years, or 7 years, the money go back. So now that's why. But before, alhamdulillah, see I go that before I get plenty money, I go Makkah, come back. No, this is not life.
One of the disadvantages he faces is the constant pain in his leg, which limits his movement. This is a major roundabout in this area with many touts and street beggars. This is Maria, who has been here for about 2 years. To her, the only way to survive is by being on the streets. She says even though she has never experienced any attack, officials from Alausa sometimes harass and chase them away. That's why she's constantly at alert.
The place I used to live, I ran away after they killed my husband and left me with 5 children. I don't know where my children are. I don't even know what happened to them. Someone is even supposed to give me money, but the person didn't, so I'm left stranded. I don't have a place to stay or sleep. It is God that has been taking care of me.
For years, the Lagos State government have clamored and taken initiatives to eradicate street begging, but the numbers keep increasing. I attempted several times to book an interview with the Commissioner for Youth and Social Development, but all our efforts were futile as he turned down our invitation for an interview. I even visited the ministry and was promised a feedback, but till this moment, no response from them. One can only hope that this report reaches the ears and eyes of the government to enable a more practical and sustainable measures to get these people off the streets and provide a possible means of livelihood for them. Iniolua Popola. TVC News, Lagos.
Quite an emotional story by our correspondent Iniolua Popola, and she incidentally joins me now to give her thoughts on what she experienced in Ikorodu. Iniolua, I can see that the people really had a lot to share with you, what they're going through in terms of how it's difficult for them managing their lives on the street. And even though you try to reach out to the state government, they get to give you a response to this. But when you were on the streets and you got to hear from them, how much of it did you see it? What can you tell us about the experience of you talking to these people, hearing from them? How did you feel, capturing their stories?
All right. So when I first got there, I remember when I got to Ikorodu. I mean, many of the town, they don't want me to talk to any of them. So of course, I had to meet the head of the beggar, the head of the streets, the beggar there, spoke to him. And of course, it was quite, conversational, and he allowed me to interview them. I hearing their side of the story, many of them are from the north, like the report said. They're from the north. They don't have so much education. Many of them, their wives or their husbands, have been killed. And of course, their homes are in a disarray. So of course, they have to move to where they feel is safe. And for many of them, they feel Lagos is safe for them. So of course, many of them move. And I feel like, and I noticed that, from what they said, they move in packs. So many of them move to Lagos thinking that, there's going to be some sort of survival for them there. They're going to at least get, even if it's 1,000 per day, 2,000 per day, they're going to get some sort of money for them to at least spend each day. So for them, they live day to day. They live mouths, day to day. Whatever money they get, that's what they use. And of course, from the room that they stay also, all of them share that room together. I mean, I remember one room I entered, like 40 people stay there in that small room. And so that's how they live from day-to-day basis. And for them, they're just hoping. They're just hoping that, state government, come to their aid. And of course, the state government have been saying that, they're going to remove street beggars off the street. They're going to do all of that. But going to some of these places, and even many other places in Lagos, there are still many of them staying on the street. And they have become a constant.
All right, we'd like to engage with you with more conversations in this regarding this issue, but because of time, we have to leave it at this moment. Thank you so much, Iniolua Popola, for giving us your insights on your recent Sunday special. Well, you can continue these conversations online on our various platforms, on our website, tvcnews.tv, and also on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and on X at TVC News NG. On YouTube, we're also live at TVC News Nigeria. Many thanks for watching, and on behalf of the team, have a pleasant night rest. I'm Esther Makwariola. Bye for now.